Good day. Welcome to Mayor Kings TV News. I am Matsu Opamitorishe and here are the headlines. Supreme Court to hear appeal on PDP leadership dispute on April 22nd. Federal government unveils reforms to fast-track justice and ease prison congestion. Fela Kuti makes history as first African artist inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now the news in details. The Supreme Court has fixed hearing for April 22nd in the two appeals filed by Kabiru Turaki-led leadership of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) against the March 9 judgments of the Court of Appeal. A 5-member panel of the Apex Court led by Justice Mohammed Gaba fixed the date while running on Tuesday. The court granted accelerated hearing in the appeals granted for the departure from the court's rule and the abridgment of time, which within the correspondents have filed their briefs. The court ordered the respondents to file their briefs within 5 days and for the appellants to file reply brief with 2 days, if any, if adjourned to April 22nd for the hearing of the two appeals. Meanwhile, the ruling was on two motions on notice filed by the appellants and moved on Tuesday by their lawyers Chris Uche San and Paul Erokoro San. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has said the United States is reducing its embassy staff in Nigeria over fears of possible attacks linked to tensions involving Iran. Akpabio made the remark during the inauguration of the new headquarters of the National Assembly Service Commission in Abuja, where he addressed concerns about reports of foreign missions scaling down operations in the country. According to him, the development is not peculiar to Nigeria, but part of broader global security precautions being taken by some countries. Akpabio dismissed suggestions that the situation was linked to Nigeria's political climate or the forthcoming elections, insisting that diplomatic missions were acting based on international security considerations. Recall that the U.S. Department of State authorized non-emergency U.S. government employees and their family members to leave the U.S. Embassy in Abuja, citing the deteriorating security situation across Nigeria. In an updated travel advisory issued on the last week Wednesday, the department noted that starting April 8, 2026, Americans were advised to reconsider travel to the country due to crime, terrorism, kidnapping, and civil unrest. The advisory classified the overall travel advisory for Nigeria Level 3 reconsider travel, while some states are at Level 4 do not travel. Federal government has taken a major step towards overhauling its criminal justice system with the unveiling of National Minimum Standards 2025 and the Harmonized Restorative Justice Training Curriculum and Manual 2025 aimed at accelerating justice delivery, reducing prison congestion and promoting a more human legal framework. The unveiling was held on Tuesday in Abuja and was led by Attorney General of the Federation AGF and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi Eseyan, alongside key stakeholders in the justice sector. Fagbemi, represented by Letitia Ayola Daniels, described the initiative as a significant milestone in Nigeria's justice reform journey, emphasizing that the new frameworks will strengthen the implementation of Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2025 and similar laws across the state. He noted that while the ACJA has improved conviction rates, court practices such as arrest by proxy, enhanced asset recovery, challenges such as delay in case management, congested courts, and overcrowded correctional centers persist. Fagbemi further highlighted the growing importance of restorative justice, describing it as a complementary approach that shifts focus from punitive measures to impairing harm, fostering accountability, and rebuilding relationships between victims, offender, and communities. It disclosed that the Federal Ministry of Justice will commence a 3-day intensive training program on restorative justice for judges and mediators from April 15 to 17, 2026, to support nationwide implementation. Legendary singer Fela Kuti has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, marking a historical milestone as the first Nigerian artist to receive the honor. He is recognized in the Early Influence category alongside notable artists such as Queen Latifah, Stella Cruz, MC Lyte, and Graham Parsons. The announcement was made Monday night during an American Idol broadcast in the United States. Nigerian-born British singer Sade Ado is among the honorees recognized in the performer category alongside Phil Collins, Billy Idol and Iron Maiden. Fela's induction is a notable achievement, coming nearly 30 years after his passing and 2 years after the Grammys introduced the Best African Performance category. Recall that earlier this year it became the first African musician to receive the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Awards. Moreover, the induction ceremony is set for November 14, 2026 at the Peacock Theatre in Los Angeles. Javier Mascherano resigned as head coach of Inter Miami CF with immediate effect. Citing personal reasons, the club announced on Tuesday. His departure comes after a landmark first season in charge that saw the Arians claim their first ever MLS Cup title and deliver one of the most dominant campaigns in league history. In an official statement to the club's website, Mascherano expressed gratitude to the organization, players, staff and fans. Also, managing owner George Mas paid tribute to Mascherano's impact, recalling that Mascherano, who took over in January 25 with no prior senior managerial experience, transformed Inter Miami into champions. In his debut season, he guided the team to the MLS Cup title and the Eastern Conference Championship. Now a recap on our headlines. Supreme Court to hear appeals on PDP leadership disputes on April 22nd. Federal government unveils reforms to fast-track justice and ease prison congestion. Fela Kuti makes history as first African artist inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's the news as detailed by Timiela Emanuela. I am Matsu Akpamitorisha. Thanks for watching.